Rocky Mountain High.
What is going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. And you got it. That's right. We are going to the Rocky Mountains up on high. And we got us some pay dirt from RockyMountainCoins.com. Now, I picked this up off of the eBay. $19.99 is what it cost me. I don't know if there was shipping. If there was, it was reasonable. If not, it was reasonable. But 20 bucks is what the dirt cost us. Now there's a half a pound of dirt in here. And so we're going to bust this baby open and see what we got. While I'm cracking this open, I'll pop up the page for you to check out all the details. Oh, fuck it. Rip this thing open. Boom. And what we got inside is a bag of pay dirt. Unmarked. So, doesn't really tell me what it is. I mean, I know what it is because I bought it, but no, nothing in the box. Just the dirt. Looks like about a half a pound. There is a little bit of sand in the bag here, so either some got out or some got in. Let's open it up and see what's going on in here. Let me tilt the camera down a little bit so you guys can see with me here. Here. All right, pulling it out of the bag here, and definitely a little bit of dirt down there in the corner. Where did it get out? Not totally sure, but what I can tell you straight off is the zipper on the Ziploc Mylar bag is not zipped, and instead of opting to go by the heat sealer, they just have it stapled shut. In the case where the inner bag zipper unzips, this isn't really going to do a whole heck of a lot to keep sands and stuff from coming through, and that's how the little bit got out there. It wouldn't let everything blast open, so that's good. And if it had, they did take the effort to put it in a secondary bag just to keep everything safe and inside, so I give them credit on that end. But I would definitely recommend to them as a seller, if you're going to keep selling pay dirt, because it looks like you do, go buy yourself a heat sealer. They're about 25 bucks on Amazon, and it will be much better than wasting your time with the staples. Staples, no. Heat sealer, yes. So, that's our dirt. RockyMountainCoins.com. Got them on eBay, 20 bucks. Now, we're going to go hop over to the classification view, shake it out, and then we're going to run out some dirt. So, stick around. All right. Now, I guess we'll rip past this. You know, it would even be better for them to just take some tape and tape over the top, you know, like flip it over and seal it up that way. Way better than staples. It would actually do the job to keep the dirt in. But, oh well, either way, the majority of it stayed where it belongs. But there we go. So let's pour this out and see what we got. Whoa, bunch of big stuff in there I wasn't expecting. I'm gonna pull up the listing to see if there was a minimum gold amount. All right, there's at least 1/10 gram of gold. And he suggests that there will be a 55 to 60% ROI, which is pretty good compared to other pay dirt dealers. I'm just reading the ad.
you're a good panner, you can buy a different one of our products and blah, 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 blah. No, I only care about the product I bought. So 1/10 of a gram. No mention of inclusions or anything, but as you can see, there's definitely some goodies in there. So let's get that classifier out. Take a zoom in. What's that? Some Chirisola painted rocks. That's pretty cool. We'll say there's some pretty decent inclusions there. I don't know what this yellow rock is. Painted agate. And then a piece of quartz. I saw a penny in there. So, alright. Well, let's get the classifier, get this big stuff out of here, separate it out, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're all done classifying, and here's what we wound up with. We'll start with the 1/4 inch plus 1/4 inch stuff because this is a little interesting for us. We got a couple cool rocks in here. This tumbled stone here. This tumbled, I assume this is a dyed agate because I can't think of what stone would come in this bright yellow other than sulfur, and usually don't see sulfur tumbled. So maybe like a dyed agate, and then I think that's some chrysocolla, maybe. I don't know. Really colorful, cool colors though. But and then a big piece of quartz. Some rock chips. And a penny, a 1946 penny, and that's going to be a wheat cent. All right, pretty sweet, pretty cool stuff. Cute inclusions. Was unexpected. There was no mention of that in the ad, so always nice to get something that was not expected. Now, next up here, let's check out the material itself. The plus 10, not a whole lot of stuff up there. I don't think I see any gold. A little bit of organics, leaves and stuff that I can see. But other than that, nothing really going on in there. As far as magnetics go up at this level, nothing. Next up, we go down to the plus 20. Let's not lose our plus 40 because I have a feeling all our gold's there. Plus 20, a little bit, I'm reluctant to say more material. It's just about up to that, halfway up that bottom lip before the first riffle on the pan. So really not a whole lot. I mean, again, this was only a ½ pound of material to begin with. A little bit on the magnetic side, so I do expect to see some more of that throughout the dirt. Next up, we go down to the plus 40. More material here, but not a whole lot more. Maybe it's just, it looks more because it's smaller and it covers more space on the bottom. Yeah, no, I'd say it's just a hair more than the plus 20. So far it's a pretty good spread of material. Again, magnetics are about the same. About a little spoonful in there. Don't expect that to be too much of a hassle. Down here at the minus 40, we got the most material here, almost all the way up. Oh shit. Almost all the way up to that bottom lip. On the first riffle, on the little Generi pan I know everybody's got one of. And if you don't, go pick one up on Amazon. They're like $5 and they make great dishes for putting your pay dirt in. And you can even use them for panning. Now, a little bit of a surprise here, but I guess this is where all the magnetics wound up because there's a lot down here. So either this is just where they all busted down to, or they added some after the fact. Could be either way. Can't tell at this point, but there's a nice amount of magnetics down here in the minus sub 40 space. Catches your dirt up in it. So, nothing too terrible. We'll get that removed down at the end. But for now, let's get all this dirt wetted up and let's run us some dirt. So don't go anywhere. We're going to get this sluice going. Alright, prospectors, we are back. And we are getting ready to run us some dirt here. Just need to grab myself a fresh set of gloves. Now, between the break when I was wetting up the dirt, I decided to combine the plus 20 and the plus 40 material. Just because there's not a lot in here, and I really only separated out to show you guys the magnetics at the different levels. And so at least this will give us something a little more to go through before I pour it out into the sluice. I feel like that's kind of cheating through it. So we got our shovel. We're going to start off with the plus 10 material, work our way down from there to the plus 20, plus 40, and then we'll finish up with the minus 40. So stick around if you want to check it out. We'll probably just speed it up at this point and not do a whole just loosen, because it's hard to do when there's only a little dirt. So we'll just do it all right now. F it, we're doing it live. Now there's a lot of dust and smaller stuff that's stuck to the plus 10 materials. So just grab that. Before I turn that off, Definitely some shinies in there. A lot of black sand covering it up, so hopefully we'll see some more once we get it all poured out. That was easy. Pretty sure it said something about beginners or sample test pan. But how about that? There's your gold, baby. Couple decent sized pieces in there. And I do believe that'll probably weigh what they say. So we'll get this all sucked up, dried up. Let's go weigh it out. Stick around. All right, welcome back. We got this dirt all dried up, or this gold all dried up. Miner Bob and the ass are hanging by to watch over the operations. Rocky Mountain RockyMountainCoin.com. I got this off eBay, $19.99. 1/10 of a gram is what we have guaranteed to us today, and let's see what we're going to wind up with. So here we go. Now after getting the gold, one of the pieces was pretty heavily mercuried up. I did have to cook that off outside. But as you can see, it's all pretty and goldy shiny now. And so, our official weigh-in is going to be 0.138 grams of gold. 0.138 grams of gold. All right, so let's get this all put away. We'll move over to the other camera and I'll give you my final words and official ROI right after some pictures. Welcome back, race fans. We are here once again with your final words and ROI. So, the dirt. Let's talk about the dirt real quick. $19.99 got us a half of a pound of some pay dirt. Now, there were some pretty decent inclusions in there. I totally forgot about those. But there was a couple cool rocks.
a tumbled, either it's a tumbled jasper or a chrysocolla, something like that. It's pretty cool. A dyed agate, and a wheat penny. So those are all really cool. The gold itself, I think we wound up with 0.138 grams of gold, something in that range. So a little bit over the guaranteed point gram or 0.10 of a gram that was guaranteed. Now, after going back and looking at the description and doing a little bit of math, especially when I purchased the bag, gold was at its lowest that it's been for a while. The day that I ordered this, gold was around 1780, I think, per ounce. So it was really low. And even if we base it off today's high, or today, that tenth of a gram wouldn't equal 50% ROI. Even if you ignore shipping, and a lot of reviewers do include shipping when they calculate their ROI. I don't. I do it based on just the bag itself. But even just that, the bag itself was $20. A tenth of a gram of gold, at least when this shipped, was about $4.50 or so. And so that wasn't even a 50% ROI at that point. It would have had to have guaranteed like 2/10 to get a 50% ROI. And we definitely didn't find that. So based on the description, based on what we got, gold and all, I think we got a bit lower than we should had. I don't know if he's including the extras as part of the ROI. You would have to. The wheat penny's worth about 50 cents. The rocks are about, we'll say 50 cents for the rocks. So that's an extra $1, I guess. So maybe that pads the ROI out a little bit. But either way, the dirt wasn't too difficult to go through, at least not on the sluice. There, however, was a lot of black sands, heavy magnetics in there. More than you would expect for the amount of pay dirt. So either he's in a really, really magnetic rich area, or maybe he's adding some extra magnetics just to toughen it up. But there was definitely that to contend with. For me, I just say F it. I get rid of that shit and magnet it out at the right places where it's not going to pull my gold away. So that was helpful on my end. But if you're panning it out, you're going to have a little bit of a challenge with that. You will get the guaranteed listed amount of 0.1 gram of gold, but not the listed ROI amount of 50% because they just don't add up. So which one of those I should go with based on the description? Hard to say, but it is what it is. And so, as far as the gold goes, the gold was nice, all uniform, fairly uniform sizes. There was one piece that was kind of like a little piece of wire, but it was all really nice. There was a little bit of mercury on one of the pieces, so that might be something you want to keep in mind. I don't know if that's part of the recovery or it just happened to be that piece had some on it. Either which way, just keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and toss that ROI up. Boom. And so what we're looking at, based on the value of gold on the day of shipping, $1,780. The ROI that we're getting back of the 0.138 grams of gold. Let me double check that I ran that. Oh, I've gone through it a couple times here. But basically, bag cost $19. We got about $7.50 worth of gold back, which is going to leave us an ROI of about 37%. So that's what you got there. That's what you're going to get. You might get more, you might get less. Your mileage may vary, but this is what I got, and this was my experience. And so there you go. Pretty straightforward, decent. I guess it was a pretty alright sampler bag. And yeah, there you go. $20 gets you a tenth of gold back. So Rocky Mountain coin I'll put up a link down below if you want to check it out on the eBay. I'm pretty sure they still have some listings there. I'll also link their website there if you want to go check that out. There's a couple hyphens in there, so you got to know where to put them. Rocky-mountain-coin.com, and that's how you find them. But otherwise, this is Dig Daddy signing out here from the shed. If I don't catch you out in the rivers, I'll see you in the backyard. Peace.